Howdy, partners. Welcome to Art Time at AK Cattle Ranch. So this is what we're going to make. And of course, there will be varieties, but I'm just going to go through the steps with you right now. So what you're going to need are those crayons and the watercolors that you got in your box. I have pink for the udders, and I have yellow for the sun.
Yay, Mama.
And today I'm going to be drawing one of my Dexter cattles, and I really like the coloring on those brown with the red. So I got out brown and red kind of to mix them together.
Yay, Mama.
And blue for making the clouds in the sky.
Yay, Mommy.
And then also I got a black for accents. Now, if you decide that you want to make a Holstein cattle like you see here in this picture that I drew previously, you would just need a black, pink, yellow, and blue. You would leave off the brown and the red. I also have a paper for doing the drawing part.
I like that.
Now, you're not going to be shading in a lot because you're going to go back over with watercolors. So you want to pull out the watercolors and you want to have out a cup of water. And then you can either decide or to use or not use this rectangle that I cut for everyone. This is what I'm going to use this to trace around so that I just have a shape already for my cow. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brown crayon and I'm going to trace around it. Trace around that rectangle. So it just looks like I've got a rectangle hanging out in the sky there. And then I'm going to draw the legs from there. So I'm going to make rectangle legs.
Yay, Mom.
Two
Yay,
in
Mama.
the front and two in the back. And then I make some hooves on them, of course. We have hooves. And make a nice long tail. That tail is kind of going just to the side, but I'm going to make this one kind of going out a little bit here. Add those little hairs at the bottom. Now, the Holstein cattle has that pattern on it. That's why it's kind of fun to see in this picture.
Yeah.
But the Dexter cattle are usually one solid color. I am going to go back with my red and kind of add some texture. But so I am going to color him solid. And then I'm just going to come out right from here and draw a square shaped head and then a half circle on the top. And I do like those horns. I don't have any cattle with horns, but it's kind of fun to, they actually have the potential of having some horns. So I am going to draw this cow with some horns.
It's getting it.
I think it's fun.
What's it?
All right, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to shade in.
Cool.
Thank you, Dakota.
That looks cool.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to shade in the legs and the body. But I'm going to go ahead then to afterwards and I'm going to take that red and sort of blend the colors. All right. Okay. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so she's there. Now I'm going to go back over with that red because she has that red in her. And now I want my black. I need to draw her face. So she's got 2 eyes, and then she's got that cute nose. And she's got a little mouth, which I make with a little smile. Some of you might end up with some more details than me. All right. Then I'm going to draw the
Wow.
grass. So you will need a green crayon too for the ground. I hadn't mentioned that one before. So of course, this cow is just floating around in the air now. So what I want to do now is I make a place for her to stand. So all I'm going to do though is I'm going to just make a line from one side of my paper, kind of going up and down a bit to show that she is standing not in the air, she is standing on ground. And then I'm going to go through and make some of that grass that she eats a little bit bigger. I am not drawing anything down here, except for I may go back through and draw a little bit of grass like this, because that is where the watercolor is going to see. You probably can see that that's a different medium there. So I'm going to maybe draw a little bit more, because when I'm going to get my blue out just to make the outline of the clouds. So I'm making those clouds in the sky. Oh, that'll be nice when the sky looks like this again, huh? It clears up a little. I know in Springville, all we see right now is smoke. So I am making that, and then my last 2 crayons will be the pink and the yellow. So I'm going to get out my pink, and I'm going to draw the udders. And then it's kind of like just an up and down. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw a sun, like a half sun there. And I do color that in, but I think I may, yeah,
Wow,
I do color that
that
in.
looks perfect. Wow!
Thank you.
Yeah! But why don't you?
All right, so now it's time to do our watercolor. So we're gonna get out our water. Okay, so as you can see, I've moved my picture so that I won't, my paint doesn't drip when I'm painting. So I have out my watercolor brush, and I've gotten the, I've used the water to just get the blue and the green wet. So I'm going to stick my paintbrush now in the green, and I'm just going to keep making sure that it's wet until the whole bottom is done. All right, so now you can see that I've started painting a little of the grass with the watercolor. My just my green and my blue are wet, and so I'm going to go ahead and just keep making sure that green is wet enough and sliding it down. So I'm going to paint my whole grass green now with watercolor. And you can see that those little pieces of grass that I painted before still remaining, because that's what happens with crayon resist. Okay, so after I got out, I finished with my green watercolor, I got out my blue, and I went through and I painted my watercolor on with blue, and now we have a finished product. So once your picture is dry enough, what you're going to want to do is just glue it onto that blue piece of paper that you were provided. Okay, now it's time for you to make yours. And don't be afraid to draw the cattle maybe in a way that you've already known how to do. You can use the rectangle or not. So I'm excited to see what your cattle look like, and I love to see you working hard too. Great job, friends.